Right, this is Honey Hill Allotment. No one's up here today. Mind it's afternoon now, so Alfie's just seen something. I'm not sure what that is over there, but we get a lot of stuff thrown over the fence. We actually had a dead cat up here the other day. But this is the allotment. Spin it out. This first allotment here on the right, that's my son's one. Over there's a Portuguese family. Then we move on. We've got a couple of empty plots. There's an African fella there with the white stuff. You can see he's got that plot there. He grows a lot of chard and kale and pumpkins. This one on the right here. This one here is Reggie's one. He's a right nice guy. Knows a hell of a lot. All this lot here, all these bushes here are raspberries. Some beautiful raspberries come up in the summer. Young couple got that one. They put carpet down. The ground's quite ropey, and they put carpet down to protect it, and they're growing raised beds. This plot here is Mick's plot. Another nice guy. He's been on here a few years. He grows quite a bit of stuff on there. I'll get quite a few tips up of these guys. They're quite helpful. This one's Jan's plot. He's a Polish fella. Again, all raised beds. He's not had a lot of luck on the just the dirt side, so he's just tended to put it all over the raised beds now. You can see there's a lot of manure on the plot at the moment, because we're lucky to have a stables just up the end there, and they provide us all the manure we need. FOC. This plot here is Phil's. He's the guy who cuts the grass around the allotment as well. It's all laid barren now, waiting for the winter to pass over. This one here, another empty plot. I think this was the lady who runs the association at this one, and she's given up due to ill health now. This one here, this is Derelict, the guy who packed this one in this year. He's got half a plot there, and he decided it was too much for him. Communal greenhouse, and we're lucky here because just behind there you can see some lock-ups. So we've got 6 lockers on there, which is, I've got one which I keep all my tools in. Communal wheelbarrows and a shed which a few of the people use. So moving on, this is mine. This is plot 8. Oh, lost it. I'm still trying to get the hang of this camera. Apologies for that. Plot 8, and the other half is plot 8B. But they'll take the B off it now because we have the whole lot. This is the plot. Let's just zoom that out. This is our plot. You can see the bottom half. We've grown quite a bit. We've done quite well with the bottom half this year, seeing we only came on in June. And this is the top half, which we've just taken over in the last week. Which I've cut it all down, but there's still a lot to do. They've left us. There was a pear and another red apple tree, but they've gone. But all they've left us is this small apple tree, which has been cut down on the trunk. So I don't know whether I'm just going to dig that out and put another tree in. I'll put it over the other side. And this one here, you can't see it very well. That's a gooseberry bush, which he's left us, which is nice. Compost heap there. I don't know what was underneath that cage. There's a metal cage there, and there was obviously something growing under there, but I've no idea what was growing under it. And then we move over to Noel and Jane's plot. They've got the bottom half, sorry, hang on to your head, they've got that bottom half there which they grow corn on, which is next door to the bottom half of mine, and they also have this plot here, which is all caged, and they grow some nice stuff on there, and it keeps a lot of pests and birds and that sort of stuff away from it, so and there's no foxes playing around or anything like that, which is good. This one here is William's plot. He came along after us. He's got a little bit of chard in there, but that's it. The bottom part, not sure whose that is or what's going on with it, to be quite honest. We were left this frame by the previous tenant, and his runner bean frame as well, plus a pea net there as well, which we're going to make use of this year. I've got a load of canes been put in the ground here, and I have no idea what they're for, what they were protecting or hiding. So I've yet to start clearing this piece of the plot. So we'll get that sorted out in due course. And now we come down to the plot we've had, 8B, which as I say, we've got some raised beds in there over the end there. We've had loads of courgettes and bits and pieces. I haven't got much now. This one here is a plum tree. The one behind it's a cherry tree. The one over there is a Cox's pippin, which I planted. Moving on, we have a red currant bush, and in amongst it is a bit of a raspberry cane or two in there. Didn't have a lot of luck with that, to be honest. There's a greenhouse we put up, which is we put that up there. There was nothing there. This was where my old compost heap was. There's my shed, which we put on as well. There's some kale there and some purple broccoli, still growing, almost just about. And then over here we have some cabbages, which I'm probably going to pull out. They're not doing much now, and I don't think they're going to get any bigger. I've just got a few beetroots in there and some carrots, and then that's about it really. You can see behind all the lovely manure. That's Noel and Jane's other part of their plot, and then you can look down and see that. So it's not a very big allotment, but it does. I'm quite happy. I don't have to walk too far to get to me plot. So there you are. That's plot 8 and 8B. Right, a quick look at the inside the greenhouse and what we've got on the go. I've just fitted a thermometer up there, which one of the minimum maximum thermometers. Not too sure about it. The reading seems a little bit high to me. I must admit, I don't feel like 14 degrees in here, but we'll see. It's only a cheap one. I just wanted to get it to see, just get a gauge of how cold it is getting in here. The greenhouse has got all the glass in place. I bought it for 60 quid. The only piece that's missing is the centre piece in the door. So a bit of defeating the object in a little way, but it's okay. We haven't got much on the go. I've got some parsnips and some cabbages in there which have been munched. So something's getting in here and munching them. And I've got some chard, rainbow chard coming up, which is doing quite well, which I'll probably transfer out tomorrow. Be back up here tomorrow. I've got some ginger in that pot down there. Whether or not it's working, I don't know. I've not read too much about it, to be honest. And of course the obligatory kettle and gas stove, so I can get up here and have me cups of coffee. In the corner there I've got a cabbage growing in a grow bag. I've just put another cabbage. These are Durham Earlies, which are supposed to be okay for over the winter, so I'll put them in and see how we go with those. There's my mutt chewing the grass. Alfie, leave it alone, you sod, leave it alone. So yeah, in the box behind got some chives, well not chives, coriander growing. I've tried to plant some mint in there, but the foxes seem to go potty for it, just as they have in that green tub in front of it, which is mint, and they just go potty, absolutely potty. So have another go at that. I might put that in the shed and let it grow. It looks like they've dug the mint out, but we'll have to see. That mint's not a native of the UK, it's Cyprus mint, so I've not put it in the ground. I know it does go a bit wild anyway, and I know there's question marks over about bringing plants in from other countries, but like I say, I'll keep it quarantined anyway. As you can see, what's left of me kale and me broccoli, purple headed broccoli. Yeah, this part of the plot we've sort of left. I've really sort of concentrated on this quarter. We've grown loads off of this. I've put a row of raspberries in the centre there, between the two posts, and I've had some autumn raspberries off of that. The rest is a bit too soon. So I've got, so it's mostly fruit on this bit, but I've been holding off because I've not been sure whether we're going to get the other half or not. So, you know, what I put in here, if we weren't getting the other half, I'd have probably done something else with this, but now I'm getting the other half, we can plan it out a little bit differently. So that's why it's all sort of laid to grass and a little bit dead. We've got a bit in the ground there. I've got a blackcurrant bush, which is quite new, in the middle, and just behind it another gooseberry bush. We've got some lavender growing over there on the floor as well. So, but I don't know what these green reedy things are. I'm going to dig them out because they're in the way. The wife will go potty, but to be quite honest, they're in the way for what I want to do. I want to put some flowers in, but those things, I've got about 4 or 5 of them on the plot, and they just seem to be going wild. So I'll have to have a look at that. Yeah, so that's about all we've got really. So it's not too bad. The bush is over behind there. We've been able to get some sloes off of there. There's rose hips. Those little, I think damsons, that's it, damsons and all sorts in that bush, all the way down, which follows it down. So, you know, and the blackberries around here as well. All of the bushes over the back along there by the houses, all blackberry bushes. So we do quite well on here, we really do. So we're quite lucky. Let's say this is another abandoned plot the guy gave up. I can't understand how we can't get people to take them over. Everyone's moaning they want an allotment, but we don't seem to see many people coming up and taking them over. Not sure why that is. It's a good little plot. And that bit over there is the stables. As I say, there's an old house and the stables, and I think all this used to belong to that place many years ago, going back a long while, because we found horse bones over here and all sorts. Nearly started a murder inquiry when my boy found that on his plot, but the horse bones they found, they said, were very old. So, you know, more than 75 years old. So there you go. Well, that'll be us knocking off now. We've had some lovely sunsets over here of late, but I think I'm going to close up the shed. I'll just cut a little bit of this. I haven't had much time today to get up here, but I'm going to spend a morning and a bit of the afternoon up here tomorrow. Altie's still wants to play ball. I'll have another couple of throws with him. I think I'll close up the shed and go home. There's some girls training over in the stables on their horses there this afternoon. I can hear the instructor talking to them, telling them what to do. I don't go too close because of the dog, because the dog will probably start barking, particularly when he's barking at the kids on the horses. So right, so that'll do us for tonight. I think I'm going to leave you with this sunset. On focus, that's it. Like I say, it's just oranging up now quite nicely. So I'll leave you with this, and I'll talk to you again. Well, that was good. Walked all the way down to the car, then realised I left the dog's flipping lead. So come on, you pick the ball up. Go and pick that ball up. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Drop it there. Drop that ball, Alfie. Put it down. Put it down. Good boy. Right, ready? There he goes. I'll pick up his poop. And that'll do us for tonight. Walk back down the road. Make my way back home. So not done too much today, but I like coming up. It's amazing you don't see anyone up here at this time of the year by the looks of it. So we've only had the plot since June, but so we're still finding our way a bit. Wait, where are you going? Come on, back here you. So we're still finding our way a bit. He's pretty good, he keeps off the other plots. He knows which one's ours, and he keeps off it. This is my boy's plot, which is a narrow plot. He's put some pea frames up there for next year. He wants to grow some corn, so yeah, and he's got a little shed that came with a plot, that did. He was quite lucky like that. So wait, off of there, Alfie. Yeah, so he's not been up today. He's not been up for a little bit. He's changed jobs and it's all gone a bit gloomy. We're going to get a rotavator in a couple of weeks' time and off of there. Get a rotavator in a couple of weeks' time and churn them both up.